plans may have halted, potential successes may have been delayed, but definitely, learning cannot be stopped. I am Julieville H. Salinas, a senior high school teacher. Today, let's take a look at how learning occurs as we embrace the new normal in education. Observe and witness as Lourdes National High School Senior High School Department commits to providing quality education as we face the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Department of Education remains steadfast in promoting continuity of learning as it announced the opening of classes.
Education Secretary Leonor Briones said classes will proceed as approved. DepEd also denies reports that face-to-face classes will be allowed in some areas.
Enrollment was done in two ways: the remote enrollment and the online enrollment. The learners accomplished the Learners Enrollment and Survey Form, or LESF. In the remote enrollment, LESFs and enrollment boxes were provided in each barangay. Parents and guardians completed the form and dropped it in the box. In the online enrollment, parents, together with the learners, accessed the designated link, provided the necessary information, and clicked Submit to complete the enrollment. To monitor the enrollment, advisors during the previous school year were tasked to update the enrollment status. In this way, unenrolled learners were encouraged to enroll. With this, the advisors generated the official list of students and were posted in the different barangays according to their grade level and section. Class and teachers program were finalized. The official LNHS Facebook page became one of the official sources to mobilize dissemination of announcements and additional information. The faculty and staff fully supported this by sharing and reposting announcements. Additionally, each advisory class was tasked to make its own group chat, so information will readily reach the students. Based on the LESF results, majority of the students have chosen the modular learning. Since face-to-face classes is not yet allowed, distance learning is the best choice. But really, what is modular distance learning?
Modular distance learning is one of the types of distance learning wherein it involves individualized instructions that allow learners to use self-learning modules in print or digital format or electronic copy. In our case, we are using the printed learning activity sheets which are handed over by the teachers to the parents or guardians of the students once a week. These learning activity sheets contain different activities, discussions, and performance tasks which the students need to accomplish on their own.
What are the roles of the parents and guardians in the successful delivery of the printed modular distance learning?
Sa giinguna sa pag-edukar sa mga kabataan, ang matag usa adunay kaabuhan, ilabi na karong panahona nga naata sa panahon sa pandemya. Ang mga ginikanan o guardian di kinahanglan ang ilahang pangalayon sa mga pagtutunan, ilabi na sa pagtatod o pagkuha sa mga learning pack sa matag barangay na mao ang gigamit sa delivery ng modular distance learning. Since dili man pwede mo gawas ang mga kabataan sa ilang mga barangay. Sinigayon na madawat na nila ang mga learning pack, kinahanglan na paluakon usab ang ilahang mga anak kung ila bang gisunod ang work week plan o schedule sa pagtubag sa mga learning activity sheets. Aside sa pagpaluap, kinahanglan usab ang pag-assist sa ilahang mga kabataan, especially kung nagisod sila sa pagtubag. Kung aduna sila'y mga magduwang o silingan na pwedeng makatabang sa pagpasagot sa mga activities, mahimo usab sila mutabang.
Since modular distance learning was the most preferred modality, Lourdes National High School Senior High School Department readily made the necessary preparations. A virtual meeting was scheduled by the school principal. Important matters were discussed. The roles of each teacher were thoroughly explained and the tasks to be performed were clearly instructed. One of the highlights of the senior high school is the Technical Vocational Livelihood Education. How was the preparation of learning activity sheets conducted?
In terms of preparation of learning activity sheets in the field of TLE and TVL subjects, the DepEd Bohol identified writers who prepared and crafted the learning activity sheets. We contextualize the content of the activity based on the available resources. In my case, as one of the DepEd learning activity sheets writer, I started to craft the LAS according to the content of the curriculum guide or CG. Some of the qualifications in the TLE and TVL has no MELC or most essential learning competencies. We also integrate the TESDA training regulations to align the skills needed for the National Certification Assessment Level 2 or the NC2. Most of the learning activity sheets in the TLE TVL was made available through the DepEd Bohol RMDS, and we can easily access the link through the District LR Coordinator, so that the concerned teachers or users can easily access the link. And lastly, we are trying to make the LAS easier to the end users, which are the learners.
Another highlight of the senior high school, which is offered in the school, is the academic track. How was the preparation of learning activity sheets conducted?
Lourdes National High School of Panglao, Bohol offers academic track, specifically general academic strand leading to humanities and social sciences, and science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. As we prepare for the new normal for another school year, our school principal instructed us to make our own LAS or the learning activity sheets per subject, which is based on MELC or the most essential learning competencies, which is to be checked by the corresponding subject coordinators. We were glad that later on, the division office provided us learning activity sheets still based on MELC. We, the teachers, made sure that the LAS are made simple yet meaningful for the benefit of our students under the new way of learning.
Since LNHS Senior High School nationally pioneers the implementation of the Turo Turismo, the special program in foreign language or SPFL is one of the school's forte. How then do we deliver learning in SPFL?
Good afternoon, everyone. 下午好, konnichiwa. I am Marita Clement, the senior high school teacher for Chinese Mandarin, one of the foreign language program implemented here in our school together with Nihongo. We call this program Special Program in Foreign Languages. As a senior high school teacher in foreign languages, well, for this time in pandemic, we find it quite difficult to teach the students because we are more on a spoken language. However, as teachers, we are expected to be more initiative and creative, and we are expected to be more resourceful to meet the needs of the students. Now, with regards to the learning modalities of our course, which is a special program in foreign languages, we choose to have this blended modality. I mean, we have this distance learning using the learning activity sheets, and we choose also this online. And with regards to online, it doesn't mean that our students will have to have this online let's say connectivity with the net. But we teachers of the special program in foreign languages, together with my Nihongo co-teacher for the SPFL, we had these so-called prepared videos, pre-recorded videos, for us to meet the learning and development skills, the spoken skills of our students. So first, we have these learning activity sheets. In the learning activity sheets, well, of course, we have to make it simple, clear, and comprehensible to our students, considering the absence of the facilitators, we teachers. And we want it, in designing our learning activity sheets, we want it that after doing their activity, our students in the special program in foreign languages will just say, oh, okay, so this is it. This is quite easy. So I can do this. And then, our learning activity sheets will be supported with the online videos. Now, online videos, we have two. Okay, actually, we have pre-recorded videos we're the one making for that, depending on our lessons, but we focus for our pre-recorded videos on the enhancement of the spoken skills of our students. And then we also encourage our students to utilize some of the videos and the links from the net as their supplemental resources in this study of foreign languages. And we have also our partner agencies. For the Chinese Mandarin, we have the CIAF, and we have also a partner, let's say, agency from Nihongo. So our agencies are good enough. They try to support us by giving us some materials to help support the development of the skills of our students. So we use also those materials to support and to help our students. But one more interesting with our students for senior high school, they're very much eager to learn the language. Because not only the school, Lourdes National High School have seen the needs in the industry, but our students also in senior high school have seen it, what exactly they need in the future. So they themselves are interested to learn the foreign language. With that great motivation and interest of the students, we don't find it difficult to teach them these foreign languages amidst this pandemic. Based on our dry run, our students are doing good. They were able to make the activity well. And then, with the support of our videos, the pre-recorded videos for us as PA teachers, and also with the materials coming from our agency, partner agency, our students will completely or learn these foreign languages easy and fast. Thank you so much, everyone. 谢谢。ありがとうございます。
There you have it, the highlights of the LNHS Senior High School implementation of the Modular Distance Learning modality. Now, let's take a look at the implementation phases in the delivery of the Modular Distance Learning modality. Prior to the preparation phase, flash drives, folders, fasteners, ball pens, face shields, alcohol, disinfectant, and foot bath were given to each grade level to ensure a smooth sailing flow of the process. Preparation phase. K-12 most essential learning competencies were downloaded. Learning activity sheets were crafted while waiting for the learning activity sheets and modules to be given by SDO Bohol. Alignment to MELC was ensured. Learning activity sheets were printed and submitted to the subject coordinators for quality assurance. After receiving approval, the learning activity sheets were ready for production. The learning activity sheets were reproduced. Pre-distribution phase. Letters informing the parents and guardians about the schedule and phase of the distribution were given to each barangay. Each grade level was assigned a specific area to work with or assigned tasks. We have strictly adhered to the health protocols mandated by the IATF, DOH, and DepEd. Wearing a face mask, physical distancing, proper sanitation. Each student was prepared with their assigned folder, labeled with their name, section, and address. The reproduced copies of the learning activity sheets were collected from the production area. Each of the learners' folder was inserted with the schedule, the survey, and the activity sheets. Those which were already grouped per barangay were turned over to the different barangay stations. Distribution phase. The learning activity sheets or LAS were brought from the school to the assigned areas per barangay. Parents and guardians aged 22 to 64 were the only ones allowed to claim the LAS. Before entering the distribution area, their temperature was checked. They stood on the foot bath and they sanitized their hands with alcohol. Then, they claimed the LAS and signed the form for distribution as a proof that they have already claimed them. While claiming the LAS, they were given updates about the things to be accomplished. The schedule of the retrieval was given. Learning phase. The learners, together with their parents and guardians and teachers, did the specific task instructed in the different activity sheets. There is a schedule which is followed by the learners to budget their time in answering. The learners finished the tasks, compiled the activity sheets, and prepared them for retrieval. Retrieval phase. On the day of the retrieval, the same health protocols were strictly observed. The parent and guardian brought back the last and survey and gave it to the teacher assigned. Then, the folders were put together in a box by grade level. The teachers brought the last to the school and returned them to the respective grade level. A strong partnership between the school and the barangay officials was absolutely observed, as they really assisted us with our needs. Evaluation phase. Right after the retrieval, the learning activity sheets were segregated by subject area. Next, the compiled activity sheets were given to the subject teachers. Then, they checked the activity sheets and recorded the scores to determine the learning level of the learners and be able to provide the interventions needed. Any activity will not be complete without evaluation. Thus, giving of feedbacks about the simulation was quickly done virtually.
During the simulation, kami nga mga na-assign sa Barangay Lourdes, nagkasabot nga by grade level, adunay assign nga mga balay sa mga maestra nga dito mag-distribute sa mga learning activity sheet. Ugusan na niini ang among balay. Sa maong adlaw, akong nabantayan nga sayo ang manggilikanan nga niabot sa balay ug maklaro sa ilang inistoryahan nga excited ang ilang mga anak nga makuha ang ilang mga last tungod kay mao man kini moingon nga kuhaan ang akong activity sheet. Sa maong adlaw, we followed the standard protocols like wearing face mask, setting the foot bath, and using the alcohol. Wala ray pila nga nahitabo tungod kay nagunos-unos man sila abot sa balay, so wala ray problema sa social distancing. Ang concern lang sa among mga ginikanan mao nga maglisod sila labi nagyud katong daghan og anak nga nagtungha. Tungod kay magbalhin-balhin man sila sa mga balay sa mga maestra, diin dito nila makuha ang mga learning activity sheets. So ang among solusyon aron mapasayon lang para sa mga ginikanan mao nga among gitapo ang mga learning activity sheets sa mga magsuon ug adto lang kini makuha sa ilang mga ginikanan sa balay sa maestra nga duol rasad sa ilang balay.
Isip usa ka team leader sa barangay Tawala ang nasuta sa gihimo ng mga simulation. Ang mga ginikanan adunay excitement o kasibot sa pagkuha sa mga activity sheets sa ilang mga anak tungod kay dugay na kaayo nga wala gyud maka-eskwela ang mga bata tungod sa pandemic nga atong nasinati. So, isip kabahin sa mga magtutudlo sa Lourdes National High School nga migamit sa modular learning approach nga kami nakapangapod-apod ni adtong panahona adunay mga ginikanan nga nagpakita gyud sa ilang kagustuhan nga maka-answer na ang mga bata sa ilang mga modules sayo kay sila niyanha sa pagkuha sa panahon nga mong gihatag kanila kasagaran ng mga ginikanan nakakuha gyud sa module sa mga bata. Ang amo lang nakita dito nga ginagmay nga problema mao kining tungod sa lagyo o tulo ka station na among gigamit, dunay mga ginikanan nga nag-alanganin sila, labi na gyud tong mga ginikanan nga dunay duha o tulo ka mga estudyante sa nagkalain-laing level. Base sa nakita namo, kami mga magtutudlo nagkasinabot kasi sunod nga pagpanghatag namo sa mga modules, ipahigayon kini namo sa usa ka lugar aron hatagan o komportable ang mga ginikanan o base po sa rekomendasyon sa atong principal ni Ma'am Maribel Suporin o sa Panglao District Supervisor, tan-aw sa maong simulation, yang nakita nga dapat usa lang ka venue ang among gamiton. Unya, ihangyo kami sa barangay officials, labi na sa barangay kapitan sa Tawala, Lina Hernando. Walay paglangan, okay good siya. So iya pag-rekomendar na kami so iyang pagtagaan o mga kaabag ang kooperasyon sa ginikanan o ang makigtambayayon sa mga opisyalis sa barangay mo ay nakahatag o dakong kaabag sa tulungaan aron mahimong magbalang puso ng mga mahimo nga modular distance learning sa education. Tungod ni ini, kami mapasalamaton sa mga ginikanan, walay puas ng mga pagtabang o pagtambayayon sa mga ginikanan o sa uban pang stakeholders na sa mga barangay na dakong ikatabang karong panahon na sa panahon sa natin muna.
Akong kasinatian ni atong simulation na to sa pag-distribute o pag-retrieve sa ato ang mga learning activity sheet kaluoy sa Ginoo. Nakahimo kami og isa ka 100% nga pag-retrieve o pag-distribute sa mga activity sheets ngadto sa ato ang mga estudyante. O niadto usab nga activity among nakita sa mga ginikanan nga sila eager kaayo sa ilang gihimo nga pagkuha o pag-retrieve sa mga activity sheets. Among nahinabi ang mga ginikanan nga ganahan sila nga makakaton gihapon ang ilang mga anak, nga maka-eskwela gihapon ang ilang mga anak. Karon nga school year, bisan taliwa ni pandemya nga atong nasinati karon. Sila mapasalamaton sa DepEd nga bisan pa sa mga pagsuway nga atong na sinati karong panahona, nakakita gihapon ang DepEd og mga paagi nga makakaton ra gihapon ang ilang mga anak bisan pa may pandemya nga atong nagiya karon. So pinaagi sa iniusang pagpaningkamot sa mga matutudlo sa mga ginikanan ug sa mga barangay official sa barangay Dolho, among na-motivate ang mga bata ug ang mga estudyante nga makuha ug mauli ang ilang mga learning activity sheets on time ug nga magkugi sila sa ilang pagtuon kay para raman po sa ilang kaunahon.
Isip usa ka grade 11 student sa Lourdes National High School ang akong masulti kabahin sa modular distance learning. Sa kinunhan, excited kayo ko mudawat sa activity sheets. Pero na-challenge ko pagbasa na ko sa mga activity sheets. It is because kay for how many years iniguman na magbasa sa mga activities na teachers nga mo-explain. Mo itong na-challenge kayo ko pag-answer sa mga learning activity sheets. But nangita kong paagi para maka-answer sa mga activities. First is through asking sa akong mga kaigagawan and by the help of my parents pod o at the same time sa internet. And nagsalamat po dako sa akong parents kay ni-suporta sila pamaagi sa among pag-eskwela karon. Although lisod tungod sa pandemic, wala kayo may magasto. For example, load. Moto true nila gitagaan mi lag para pa-load para makakaton mi. Moto nagpasalamat pug dako pud sa akong parents. And sa teachers pod nga naghago sa mga activities. I know dili lalim. Kung galisod may mas galisod po ng teachers. So, sa akong mga parehas na kong estudyante, kabalo kong galisod tang tanan. But, mas maayo nang natay makatunan kaysa totally wala gyud. Kaya no, lisod kayo ni because of this pandemic. But, di na to kalimtan nga, importante ang education. Motong, palihog, kung galisod mo, dili ra ka mo, kita pud tanan. So, let us all be optimistic.
As a student, I find modular distance learning helpful in this time of pandemic. The contents of some learning activity sheets are understandable. I really noticed how the teachers exerted effort to make every last simple and comprehensive for the learners. It's much easier because the answers for the guide questions are just found in the text given. Though at some point, there are lessons that require a student to search through the web the meaning of some concepts. It's a disadvantage for those who lack gadgets and internet connection. But then, modular distance learning is a good option for students who can't afford online classes but are still eager to learn. It is also the best option for us to learn while at the comfort of our homes in this situation. Most importantly, my parents and guardians support me in every step that I take. I can really say that in this time of pandemic, learning never stops.
Maayong adlaw sa tanan. Ako usa ka ginikanan sa akong anak nga usa sa estudyante sa Lourdes National High School. Sa ilahang pamaagi karon sa atong pandemic nga ilang gihimo ang modular learning nga ilahang gihatag karon sa tagsa-tagsa ka mga estudyante. Sa pagkuha namo sa ilahang modular learning, among giadto sa tagsa-tagsa ka panimalay sa in charge sa tagsa-tagsa ka barangay nga mga maestra ug nagtuman sila sa ilang protocol sa safety nga pag-sanitize before mokuha sa modular with face mask ug sa pagdawat namo ang mga ginikanan dili gyud kanang nadyo sila social distancing kay kabalo sila sa karong panahon na dili gyud angay mag duot-duot o kay tungod sa ato ang virus nga ni kuan sa tibuok kalibutan. O sa pagdawat namo sa modular after namo gikuha sa maestra among gihatag sa among mga anak ug sila mismo ni answer sa tagsa-tagsa nila ka mga subject o naningkamot sila sa pag-answer o isip ginikanan suporta pud mi nila sa paghatag sa load o makasearch sila sa internet sa katong mga word nga dili nila masabtan o ang among paningkamot nga matagaan jud sila sa tibuok nilang whole year nila nga klase nga pahimo karong tuiga nga dili gyud mahimo nga mag face to face sila. Daghang salamat.
After checking the learning activity sheets in math, I have observed that many of the students encountered difficulty in answering. They found it hard to answer the activity by themselves. That is why they need somebody to teach, assist, and guide them, especially on problem solving and understanding the concept in math. So, if they have inquiries, they can contact us through social media, email, or SMS from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Additionally, we are all currently making instructional videos in math to support learning.
How do we answer the challenges of modular distance learning modality? Make additional instructional videos. Use the group chat to entertain questions. Attach mobile numbers of parents, learners, and advisors in the folder to have easy communication. Insert query sheet for learners to write their questions about the lesson. Changes with the way of teaching and the mode of learning are being encountered in these trying times. However, let us not be discouraged with these challenges. Instead, let us all be inspired to learn, as these are new and unique experiences. Lourdes National High School cannot do this alone. That is why we are always grateful with our partners and stakeholders, as they are always ready to lend a hand. From the learners, who are always ready to accept and to embrace new challenges. From the parents and guardians, who consistently support their child amidst this pandemic. From the barangay officials, who relentlessly work hand in hand with the school at all times. From the local government unit, who extends unwavering service. from the school partners who gave all-out support beyond quantity. Truly, in this period of COVID-19 pandemic, Lourdes National High School is utterly blessed with your understanding, mutual support, unity, and bayanihan. Change in this process might be uncomfortable, but if we want to change and we're comfortable in the process, we are not changing at all. In LNHS, we do not just simply work, but we speak the language of excellence in the course of service.